very well. We started here in this central parking lot, and we didn't pick any place specifically. Every place that we went, we were going to go to anyway. And so we started. We went to Double Dave's Pizza, then we went to Starbucks, had a cup of coffee after we ate, and then we went to Walmart to buy my son a canteen for camping. And we came to Jack in the Box and had some water because it was pretty hot. And then we went to GNC. The reason we decided to do this was threefold, actually. One is education. There's been a lot of negative publicity on guns. The current administration at the federal level has put a tremendous amount of pressure on restricting our gun hunting. And we try and educate people that guns don't hurt people. People do. We also try and educate people that it's important that we're armed to be able to protect ourselves, not just in our homes, but outside of our homes. The Supreme Court has upheld regularly that the police officers are not required to protect us. They're not required to do that. So we have the ultimate responsibility. So we try and educate people on that. You'd be surprised that people that don't know the law, that we can legally open carry handguns. Long guns in Texas. So that education was one. Right. Another reason is protest. Here in Texas specifically, we do protest by carrying our long rifles because they will not allow us to open carry our handguns. Specifically, Penal Code 4602A, we find is an infringement upon our constitutional right, and we know that the Constitution is the supreme law.
Because I talked to many a guy who have told me that they don't really recognize Texas law about concealed carry because all you need is a Second Amendment. Is that fair to say?
I don't necessarily hold to that. I do believe that it is within Texas's right to be able to regulate, in some sense, how we carry, but to prevent us from open carrying is the infringement. To carry concealed, for them to say that we want you to be licensed to conceal and go to a background, I don't personally have a big issue with that. A lot of people support constitutional carry. Freedom Tour, one of the groups I work with, supports constitutional carry. DOC supports license carry. Whether it be open or concealed, we just want to be able to choose how we carry. We believe that's our constitutional right.
But you would obviously prefer to have open carry, just like you do with Steve Jr., for example.
That's correct. At least a choice to choose. Not everybody wants to open carry.
What kind of reaction did you expect at, say, a Walmart?
Well, one of the things I learned, this was my first time to actually go out and do this, and one of the things I learned is you can never predict what's going to happen. I've seen other people do it in Walmart, and it went just fine. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I had decided that however it went, I was going to just be respectful, obey the law, and go forward. I hope interaction. That's our general hope, is that we get interaction when we go out so that we can have conversations back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, it's plainly obvious that you did this to be noticed.
Absolutely.
I mean you're trying to make a point in a number of different ways, and the first question was asked to me is like, are you prepared to scare people? Because a lot of people are going to think, Aurora, Colorado shootings in Newtown, and they're going to go, crap, here's a guy with a gun.
Absolutely.
Are you worried about scaring anyone?
Well, we know that's part of the educational piece, right? We do know that people are scared of guns because of the way the media portrays them. A lot of these places, especially these mass shootings, were all committed, as far to my knowledge, except for one of them was done in gun-free zones, where guns are not allowed. And we do expect some of that response. That's why I personally carry in the back in the most unalarming way I possibly can. But we want to be able to engage people about that, because guns don't kill people, right? In Jack in the Box, if you watch the video, you see on there the lady agreed that this was the safest place to be in Huntsville right now because I was there with my gun. But we do expect folks to be scared, and we're prepared to deal with that and talk with them.
Yeah, and yours wasn't, I don't want to put words in your mouth, like Walmart, for example, you weren't necessarily, or were you challenging their right to throw you out?
Absolutely not. Okay. On the video, you can hear me say they absolutely have the right to ask me to leave, and by law, I'm required to leave, and I did so respectfully.
Okay. Because part of it is in the brief amount of time that we have is to explain to people, open versus concealed, and what you can do with the long gun, and that
because I want them to respect me.
Oh, okay. Because the first time I was handed the video this morning, I thought, maybe Terry is challenging their right to do that. You're
Absolutely
not challenging that at all.
But I would like them to be consistent, because there's several places that Walmart does allow open carry. So when they say it's Walmart's policy, that's not exactly accurate. But I mean, I'm okay with this Walmart response. I really am okay with it. I thought the manager could have been a little nicer about it.
Oh, okay. Well, when they see a gun, what kind of gun was it?
It was an AR-15 Bushmaster 223.
Loaded?
The magazine was loaded. There was not one in the chamber, and the safety was on.
Oh, okay.
And I specifically don't carry with one in the chamber specifically because if somebody wanted to come up and try and grab my gun and pull the trigger, because I'm not carrying it right now to protect myself. I carry concealed. If the situation comes out where I would have to defend myself out here, I wouldn't do it with that AR on my back.
Yeah.
I am doing that for the reasons that I expressed earlier. We don't want to carry our long guns. We would prefer open carry our handguns. But since this is the option they give us, this is what we do, and we'll continue to do it until they remove that restriction for the CCTV.
Okay. But how long have you been trying to get that restriction removed? How long have you been involved in that campaign?
Me personally, myself, for about 6 months now, and we worked with several legislators trying to get that passed. We had a good bill on the table.
Yes,
unfortunately, Representative Strauss and Representative Pickett decided that the people's rights weren't important enough to allow to come to a vote. So we've really stepped up to open carry laws.
Okay. What's that? Yeah, well, he's going to walk over. We're just going to walk over. Can you show me your gun? Tell me about it.
Absolutely. Be glad to.
Okay. Is it open?
So there's no clip in. The gun is empty. And this is a Bushmaster AR-15. And when I carry this, I do carry with a clip and a clip goes up over it. And I do strap it behind my back. This will be closed. And I have the safety. You see the safety on it. It stays that way. And a lot of people call this an assault rifle, when it's really not. Yeah, between an assault rifle and a 223 that I carry. So, and that's an educational piece, right?
No. I've always been. I can't answer for everybody, but I will always call a rifle by what it is.
Yes, sir.
Someone can decide what they want to call it, but it's an AR-15.
That's correct.
But a lot of people think that the AR does hit sometimes.
That is correct.
Right.
So this is the same gun as somebody that would go out and hunt with a 223 or a 308. It's the same exact gun made to look different.
Yeah, exactly. But you do understand when you get that response from people that there are people who feel less safe because they don't know. I don't know how stable you are.
Sure.
And here comes a guy with whatever assault rifle on his back or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we understand that. And honestly, society's being conditioned to be afraid of someone carrying a gun. It's why it's so difficult to get any type of gun laws passed, because people see the mass shootings.
Yeah.
That one in Connecticut was absolutely
Sure.
And they see that, and they just equate that to the gun itself. And so when they see that, they're extremely. And we do understand that. That's part of the education.
Yeah.
Everybody carrying a gun is not a bad guy. As a matter of fact, I've never seen someone walk around open carry like this and there be an incident, right? They weren't a bad guy. They're the good guys. They're the guys that you want if something happens. If one person had been at Luby's that was armed, what were the chances it could have gone differently? One person had been in Connecticut or in Virginia or in Colorado, just one. And these are all gun-free zones. And if one person would have been able to be there with a weapon of any kind.
Yeah. On your walk, did you run into anybody that day who was obviously scared of? I haven't looked at all your videos, but I will.
I looked at my video, and I actually didn't see anybody respond to me scared. There was some humor here in Jack in the Box, right? You couldn't tell if they were really scared or not. They were like, I don't want to take his order, I don't want to take his order.
Yeah.
So, but they were laughing about it. When I went back and watched the video in Walmart, it looks like as we walked in, just for a brief moment, it looks like that the people walking in behind us might have been afraid. So,
yeah. You can understand some people may just go for the exits.
We expect it. We expect folks to be somewhat fearful at some level, depending on their experience with guns.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let me ask you one more question, if you don't mind. How much longer, or how many more times will you think
versus a group protesting together. So we'll continue. I'll personally continue to do this until either the law is tossed out, 4602A, until the legislature does what is right and passes open carry.
No, one of the last stories, that's my grade, one of the last stories I did was I showed people that I can get I just did a brief comparison of Texas versus Virginia.
Hey, you can put the guy. Thank you.
Somewhere between here and your house is a dirt road.
Yes, sir. And we'll do more walks. We'll do more walks exactly right here. I absolutely will not go back to Walmart.
Okay.
They have told me no on that, and I'm going to respect their wishes on that. We do respect the law. I will not violate any law.
Okay. But your point was to get notice.
Absolutely.
Which is why you're willing to talk to us, and I appreciate that. I just didn't know if I'd be able to find you or not. So I think you don't have. I don't even know if I had the right home number for you. Do you have an answering machine at home? Or is your publicly listed? I found one, but it just rang.
Yeah, you have my cell phone number. That's the best number to get. We generally.
Okay.
I have my home phone only because I have to.
There's all my email and everything, which you probably have already.
Right. Thank you.
But yeah, it's just it's a conversation starter. I'm not going to answer the question, and contrary to popular belief, I stand in the middle and let other
shot
people
the
talk.
Walmart video for you.
What's that?
We shot the Walmart video for you.
Junior?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that was me.
That's you?
Yes, sir.
It wasn't on this camera though.
It wasn't. No,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like on a phone.
It was on the phone. We learned.
My
Yeah.
father's.
That was
When you do
part of
that,
our experience learning.
always hold
We got to
it this
record a
way.
better
He actually told me not to do that,
Turn it
because,
sideways.
Always hold it that way.
These photographers like
No,
like
it
your TV
fills
is
the
not standing
screen.
up like this.
Oh, okay.
Because
He
no
was-
one
he was
has a
recording and
TV
he was
screen that's
nervous.
shaped like that.
Right,
No one
because
has a
we've
TV
seen
screen
some bad
that's shaped like that
experience.
at home.
Sure,
They all
sure.
have
I
it
mean,
like that. Even your
part of
computer
our
monitor
experience-
at
part of
home is
our
like
purposes
that.
is
So
also
when
to
you shoot
educate
it like that, it
Yeah,
gives you a bigger
yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, that's why I wondered, because one of the things
that
that be in our story today is we have a guy who's
That actually makes a whole lot more sense.
It used to be old times with flip phones.
Yes, sir.
That's how everybody did it.
Yeah,
But now that iPhone's invented the vertical camera,
but
feels that it gives
If
you
there's a sign
widescreen, high
posted,
definition
yeah,
quality.
I
that
can't
way.
go in there.
Must
Yeah.
keep that in
If
serious
it's
mind.
posted
Video
legal,
that we used to
I can absolutely
shot
go
that
in
we
unless
use on
they
the news.
verbally tell me
You have to
otherwise.
stretch
Yeah.
it.
Oh, wow.
Just between you and I think Walmart, that's their
I do
policy. That is not-
apologize
When you
for that
watch
first
it, you'll
time.
see. Why did they do that to my video?
I mean, if
You'll
that's
see
true
why.
with Walmart's
It's because
policy.
it wasn't in widescreen.
And
All
I'm
right.
working in
I appreciate
corporate
the
on it right now.
advice, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank
Because
you.
that,
Yeah, no problem.
I don't think we should have to experience those type of events on either side.
Mm-hmm.
So if Walmart doesn't want to experience, and I certainly don't want to experience a negative event, post your sign.
They're just not as clearly stated as, say, Starbucks, right? Which says they're going to abide by state law.
Well, Walmart supposedly said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've seen other stuff where Walmart says that any manager can raise a concern and ask you to leave.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
But Walmart's general policy is we're going to obey the local, state, and federal laws. But then they say on the backside of it, we yield to the manager. Fine, if that manager's going to be that way, put a sign up. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
Right? It's to tell me that you as the store owner do not want me in your store as a gun owner. I'm okay with that. There's a lot of places I can't go with a gun. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I either don't go there, right? Or I try and keep my vehicle in as close proximity as I can.
Yeah.
I mean, a hospital, y'all, everybody knows,
How
can't go there.
about the front pew of the church?
We absolutely do. We do allow carry in church however they choose to carry.
Okay.
Most of our members can still carry. You come in on any given Sunday, 80% of them are concealed carry.
Yeah. You give them where you are, because we're where you are. Sure.
Absolutely.
Understood. Okay. Like I said, I can't answer all the issues of the world in a 2-minute TV story.
Nor
but
can we
it's just-
solve them.
All right, it's just a conversation, and other stuff goes on. Feel free to contact me anytime.
I sure will.
And
If you need anything
I
else,
know where you are.
let me know.
Okay, I appreciate it. Let me unwire you.